guys, welcome to another layout. What you can see me ripping into there is some serviettes from KMART. Now, I bought these a while ago, so they probably have different ones now. But what I'm doing is I just want the squares that have the shiny stars on them. And what I'm actually doing is you separate the tissue so that you're only using the top layer. So these are only 2-ply, so I just had to separate one layer. You can see me chucking it off to the side there. And then I use my new to me LIQUITEX gel medium. I bought this from a store that was having a sale because they were closing down, sadly. But it's pretty good stuff. I've got to say, I've never had this. I've used the matte gel medium from MONT, and I really did enjoy that. I liked that. But this one, it worked a treat as well. I absolutely love it. It's really good. So I will be definitely be using it more in the future. Now, this layout is a fun one. This one is lots of mixed media goodness and just playing and experimenting and having fun doing it. And sometimes as scrapbookers, we get caught up with rules of 3 and color coordinating and getting paper patterns to coordinate, and and sometimes we've just got to let loose and just have fun. And that's what this is. So by using the gel medium over the serviettes or napkins, if that's what you call them in your country, we call them serviettes here 99% of the time. And by using the gel medium over the top of them, it's sealed that foil. So it's allowing that foil to stay shiny and come through in the layers. The trick with doing a mixed media look like this is you have to add layers. Now, really smart woman, DINA once said, you can't fake layers. She was quoting someone else, but I'm going to quote her. And you can't fake layers. The one thing that I have said, that I have done and I have learnt is she's dead right. You can't fake layers. You have to put the time in and you have to dry between them and you have to just keep building. And my adage when I always say just take 2 more steps. The difference between a good page and a great page is usually 2 steps. That's all it is. And the difference between yuck, this looks awful, and throwing that in the bin and throwing away all that time, the difference is doing this. Just keep going. Just keep adding to it. Be mindful what's coming up next, because the first thing you put down is the thing you're going to see the least. And then as you're building your layers, each layer is crossing over and covering up some of the layer behind it. So it's very important. I find it's very important, and I'm not a scholar. I do not have a degree in color, mixed media, art, nothing. I have none of those degrees. I'm self-taught. I do what I like with the products, whether they say to do it or not. The only time I'm mindful is when I have a product and I know that it's very plasticky or it's going to emit a smell, then I'm mindful. But other than that, I push my products to the absolute nth degree and see what I can do with them. So this is coming together. I'm absolutely loving this. I have sped this up big time, and I'm telling you, I had an absolute blast. It came together really, really quickly, give or take the drying times. If you're just talking about the actual process, in my head, it was happening mega fast. Now that little pink thing, you may have just noticed up in the right-hand corner. It's called an OXIDE. It is what labs use to use centrifugal force to spin things. And the amazing Janet Fritz from Galaxy Girl Creations, if you've never seen any of her videos, she does things a little differently to me, but, you know, different is good. Go and check her out, because she was the one. I reached out to her and I asked her what it was that she was using to spin her paint, and it was one of those. And I managed to jump on Amazon AU. She told me she bought it from Amazon, sent me the link, not a problem. So obviously I'm in Australia, so I'm going to use Amazon AU. And I found one for $39, and I thought, you know what, for that price, it's either going to be amazing or I'm going to waste 30 bucks, 40 bucks. Should be right. So what the heck, jumped in, boots and all, and I love it. It spins my paint and mixes them up beautifully. I love it. Now, I sprayed with the DINA Wakely gloss spray in white. I did spray in that, and it's given me the gloss look. It did activate a little bit of the colour underneath it, so it's kind of peeking through, but it's not in your face. And then I came through with my titanium white paint, and it's the one from MONT, and it's really opaque, and it is magnificent. It just, I got that glossy, and then I got the solid stars, and I just, the layers just work for me. I'm loving it. So I pulled out some mark making stamps. You can see them off to the left hand side there. They're the ones from TEMU. They're not the best ones. I've got some mark making stamps from Darkroom Door, and they're red rubber stamps, and they are fantastic. But I'll be honest with you, when it comes to sticking in all these different mediums and layers that I've got going on, I just use the TEMU ones because they're cheap and nasty, and if I wreck it, well, it cost me $2. Who cares? Should be right. So now I'm coming in with, I'm using my VERSAFINE Onyx Black ink purely because I want some of these black layers that I'm putting down. I'm wanting them to have a bit more definition to them because they're getting up towards the top now. So that's when I realized, okay, where am I going to put my title and what color am I going to do my title? So I trimmed the edges down. I had fun doing that because the page had curled a little bit. I'm using VICKI BOUTIN Foundations paper, by the way, and it is super thick. You don't need to use gesso on it, and it holds your mediums, your wet mediums really, really well. You can dump quite a lot of liquid on this page before it's too far, before it's gone too far. So yeah, it's really, really good. Love it. Now, I am adding some layers behind my photos, and I'm distressing in between just to add more texture to the layout, because that's what this layout's all about. Lots of textures and colors, and look around your page. The colors there. Now, these are Distress Oxide sprays. You expect them to be bright and bold, but by doing the layers on top, it works really well. Now, I want to tell you about this stamp platform. Sorry, I clicked my fingers in. Sorry about that. Game changer for me. I went to Lincraft. I found this particular one. I thought I'd give it a crack, and it is fantastic. It goes down properly. The top actually comes right off it, and it's magnetized on there, so you can actually move it out of the way and then put it straight back perfectly, and it's excellent. Now, here I made a mistake. There I made a mistake because I haven't got any magnets holding my paper where I need them to be. So I didn't quite do that right, but that's okay. So I'm just going in and doing some of these stars. These are from the VICKI BOUTIN Warm Wishes stamp set. It's a Christmas one from last year, I think it was. And I wanted the stars because I've used stars, and I wanted a different kind of star. And I was looking for a title, and boom, bada bing, joy. Joy was on there, and that's exactly what a perfect descriptive word for this particular layout, because that's what Jen was doing. She was just having lots and lots of joy. So these are so simple to cut out. So it's not hard. I love when you can get stamps that aren't difficult to cut out. But I mean, I love fussy cutting. I've got to be honest. Since I bought these Tim Holtz mini snips, they were literally a game changer for me when it come to having control over my scissors, where I was cutting, where I wasn't cutting. And they are so good and they're easy on my hands. I love them. Now, this is where I put them down and I'm like, you know what? I need a few more. Watch what I do here. This is hilarious. Ready? I put it on the stamp block upside down. Whoops, my bad. So I didn't pull the stamping platform out again. I was really using that for the joy. And yeah, I just stamped a few extras. But on these little ones, I wanted some text on there. I didn't want them to just be hollow like that. Now I'm just going around with those little star, they're like little star, shiny star things. I just put some of those through, just flicked some of them through the layout, and it just adds more visual interest, and I absolutely love it. So I pulled out a stamp, a text stamp, and I just go over the top of these just to add some interest in the center of them. And I love them. I cut these guys out. Yeah, I don't think I pressed pause. Sorry, guys. So whilst I'm doing that, what else did I use? You know what? I've actually told you everything I've used. Wow. This is like the 6th video in a row that I've just voiceovered. And it is currently 10:42 a.m. I got to tell you, my mouth is going to be very happy when I stop talking. Especially considering my face with this treatment on my face. It's so painful. It is really bad. I actually saw some I'll tell you something funny. I actually went to Bunnings the other day, and hubby and I, we've been building a fence. Okay, my father built the fence. He's got an earth moving business and stuff, and he's got like some small gear, and he does small jobs for people, you know, and he did the whole yard, but we had like one gate we had to do. Anyway, we bought a welder, we did everything, not a problem, and we finally got it done. And I had to duck out to Bunnings. Long story later, I got to Bunnings and this kid was staring at me, and I just said to him, I said, "It's okay." And he looked at me, and I said to him, "See this?" I said, "Wear sunscreen, keep your hat on your head, because this is what happens if you don't." And his mother just laughed behind him, and she's given me the thumbs up. It was so funny. And she's obviously been trying to tell him to keep a hat on his head. You could see that he'd been out in the sun that particular day as well. And mate, I reckon that kid has slept in his hat. I'm sure of it, because my face is just so red raw. It's terrible. And I can tell you, I'll be wearing my hat and sunscreen in future once this all starts looking a little less angry. So check out those stars. They just worked on the page. I absolutely loved it. I came in and did a doodly border because I thought the border needed a bit extra, and I used my thick broad Posca paint pen, and I loved it. Love this layout. So I just do some dots, just some line marking, you know, just to create some marks on the title, and that's my layout, guys. Let me know what you think. Leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of it. Do you want more layouts like this? Is this something that you want to try more of? You know, that you want to give it a little bit of a go and see if you can get those kind of marks happening on your, how do you build them up? Do you want me to do it in a live so it's more, you know, less sped up? See how you can still see the silver stars popping through and that white texture paste, and you can see the napkin around the edge. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back tomorrow with another video for you. And keep safe, have fun, wear your sunscreen, and I'll chat to you later. Bye for now, guys.